How's it going, everybody? Welcome to MTV Cribs. Just kidding. My name is John. I'm here with Patrick Cadillac, part of the Patrick Dealer Group in Schaumburg, Illinois. We've got a doozy for you today because we've got the 2024 Cadillac ESV. This thing is absolutely enormous. It's a house on wheels. I'm going to take you for a little walk around, go for a little test drive. Let's do it. The Escalade ESV. Now this thing is just absolutely enormous. These are built in Arlington, Texas, and everything about that Texas motto rings true about the Escalade. Everything is bigger there, including the cars that they make. This thing is 18 feet long, weighs 5,800 pounds, and the scale and proportions is just huge. For instance, these are 22-inch wheels, and they look like normal 20s that you'd see on a regular SUV. Just the scale and proportions, again, just enormous. The grille on this car is like 3.5 feet wide. The headlight is almost as big as my arm. The taillights, if they were on the ground, would come up to like my neck. They're just huge, and you even need retractable running boards just to be able to get in the car. It's that big of a machine. This one has the center row captain's chairs, so it's a 7-seater, but if you have the full bench seat in the back, you can carry 8 people with all the room in the world. Let's hop inside, I'll show you what it's all about. Alright, so inside the ESV, and I'm going to keep going on and on about this, but it's true, this thing is just gigantic. As an example, if you fold down the second and third row seats, you get 142 cubic feet of cargo space. There are definitely New York apartments smaller than that. It is just that big of a car, but you have all of the luxury in the world. Like I said, this thing is like a party bus. It is unbelievable, and Cadillac has really done a good job at bringing these cars up to the 2024 and beyond as far as technology and features and fit and finish and everything. It is a very luxurious car, and it is actually great to drive, which I'll talk about more when we get behind the wheel and out on the road. Alright, so some of my favorite tech features in here has got to do with this 38-inch curved LED display here. It looks fantastic. It's really stylish how they did this, and it's even got a little bit of leather wrapping with some stitching on top of it too, which looks really, really cool. But my favorite feature in here has got to be with the AR camera. That's for augmented reality, where it actually shows the front camera in your kind of instrument cluster portion of the screen here, and it's actually going to project things like directions for navigation, stoplights, things like that, and bring all that up in a real live view camera setup, and give you kind of instructions on where to go or what you're trying to do, all in kind of the real world, which is really, really cool. Haven't seen too many cars be able to do that. Really, really smart technology. And it's just also nice being able to bring that up for when you're like pulling into the garage, things like that. Obviously, again, this car's huge, so you want to make sure you can pull as far up to the wall as you can, so you got room to close. Brake information down here as well. This car does have air suspension also, so you can raise and lower the vehicle, and it has an auto setting where if it's on the highway, it'll lower down for better fuel economy. If you're in snow, it'll raise itself up a little bit, things like that. Of course, you have all your options for surround view cameras, things like that in here. You got a bunch of different kind of views for it as well, which again, super helpful for as big of a car like this. It's even got a bunch of ambient lighting going through the car. It's hard to tell during the daytime, but all underneath the dash and the doors, everywhere, you can change between a whole bunch of different colors. Again, just making it feel like a big party bus. You probably have the biggest center console storage I've ever seen. It's massive. You can fit like a whole month's worth of groceries in here easily. Of course, you got all your cup holders and things. These are heated and cooled as well. The seats themselves are heated and cooled, and then it's really nice that they didn't put all of the heating and air controls in the main screen. You have your own display down at the bottom for adjusting all that. Quick, super easy as well, and of course you can adjust all 3 levels of climate control from the front, which is really nice. So if kids are back there leaving it on crazy settings and stuff like that, you can always change it back to your default or just have it sync around the entire car. This car also has the AKG sound system in it, so you get 36 speakers, and they're just absolutely everywhere. Everywhere they could stuff a speaker, they pretty much did. kid. But you got them in the headliner up here, you got them in the headrests themselves, and then all along the doors, under the seats, everywhere. This thing can just bump music for as many people as you want to fit in here. Again, just a big old party bus. It is awesome. Let's take a look at the back because there's some cool stuff back there too. All right, and stepping into the second row, the main highlight here is going to be with the rear seat entertainment. You do have screens behind both front seats, and these have HDMI ports located below the center console there, so you can hook up basically whatever you want. If you really want to go for it, you can hook up any video game console or plug in an Amazon Fire Stick, things like that, and get all your streaming apps and services, downloaded games or movies, things like that. I'll play it through here, and you can choose whether they each play the same thing, they can play individual things, and you can also choose where the audio goes, whether it's through a pair of wireless headphones, which come with the car, or through all of the main sound system in the vehicle as well. Like I mentioned, this one does also have the captain's chairs, so you get a little bit more room in the back, and then in the third row, of course, all the rest of the room for the rest of the family or the kids back there. Again, just everyone piling in here, having a good time. Yeah, it's just an amazing place to be, and of course, climate control for everyone as well. All right, so driving the ESV, and I'm assuming that most people's experience with a car like this is going to be like in a Uber XL or like a pick up and drop off from the airport situation, things like that. But what are these cars actually like to drive? Well, they drive like they look. They're huge, and you definitely can't avoid that fact. I kind of feel like I'm in like the US Navy, like piloting like one of those big like destroyer class like warships going through the ocean. But it is a cool feeling knowing that you're in the biggest passenger SUV on the market. Again, 18 feet long. It's like 227 inches or something like that. It's just huge. But they are actually really nice to drive. Despite its size, it is just, again, a super luxurious, cool place to be. Just knowing that you're bigger than everyone else on the road. You got all this infotainment and features around you. All of your friends or family in the back seats, they're going to have a great time as well. Yeah, just super, super relaxing. When you want to have a party, blast those 36 speakers. Yeah, just have a good time. That is really what these cars are for. They're for transporting people in luxury and having a good time. It is by no means a fast car. 420 horsepower, that number is simply just to get this big car moving. It is not fast in any way. It has probably the laziest gas pedal of any car that I've ever driven, but I think that's the point, again, just to give it a smooth ride, so you're not disrupting passengers and things like that. All right, so the personality of this car is definitely like it wants you to forget that you're actually even driving, safely, of course. But with things like the ventilated seats and the Super Cruise where it can drive itself, the AR technology where you can just mindlessly just tell you where you need to go, the TV screens in the back, it really just wants to get people where they're going, have fun on the journey. Yeah, just get them there in ultimate luxury. The driving experience is almost a non-factor on purpose. Yeah, so Cadillac knows this market segment better than anyone else, basically because they invented it. But they've been the king since they started. They're still the king now. The only competitors are other GM products like the Suburban and the Yukon XL. Yeah, there is just nothing that compares to being able to have this much practicality, this much space, this much luxury, all wrapped up into one package. It's not a cheap car. This one is about $108,000 sticker. It's got quite a few options, like the rear seat entertainment, not a cheap option there. Yeah, for a house, it's a pretty good deal. You can definitely sleep in here, no problem. So another exciting Cadillac news, they are coming out with a all-electric Escalade very soon. It's going to be called the Escalade IQ, and it looks fantastic. It has kind of Cadillac Lyric vibes in its styling, but we're really excited to see that one. It's going to be a 2025 model year. You can actually pre-order them now, and yeah, they look fantastic. I'm really excited to see what that one's like. All right, thank you all so much for watching the video. Really enjoyed making it for you. Let us know in the comments, where would you go in a big Cadillac Escalade ESV like this? Are you going to pile up your family and your friends and just go for a long drive? Are you going to go for a night out? Where are you going? Let us know in the comments. We'll see you in the next video.